If you've ever worked with me, trained with me, or even had the misfortune of me checking your recovery score, you probably knew this episode was coming. Yep, we're talking about sleep. The one thing everyone says they'll get more of next week. The one recovery method that costs absolutely nothing, and yet people would rather spend £40 on magnesium sprays, £80 on a massage gun, or convince themselves I'll just push through. Hey there guys, welcome back to the MH Performance Podcast. I'm your host Miles Harrison, and today I want to explain why sleep is your secret weapon when it comes to performance. Whether that's your performances in the gym, on the pitch, or just how you show up in everyday life. By the end of this episode, guys, you'll understand how sleep affects recovery, strength, speed, muscle growth, and your risk of injury. And I'll give you guys some simple ways of actually improving it without having to turn your bedroom into a monk's temple. So, grab a brew, maybe not a Red Bull, get some custard creams, and let's get straight into it. So, imagine this. 2 people with the same program, same sets, same reps, same food, even the same coach. Hey, let's say, because obviously I'm brilliant. No, I'm joking, guys. No, let's not do that. Anyway, the only difference is one sleeps around 7 to 8 hours per night. The other one sleeps 5, maybe 6 if they're lucky. They're both making progress. They lift heavier. They get fitter. They look sharper. But after a few weeks, the differences become massive. The one sleeping well recovers between sessions, hits PBs, starts looking leaner, feels better. The one sleeping less starts to plateau. Workouts feels harder, tank, caffeine goes up, motivation goes down. And that's before even getting into how it affects decision making, reaction times, hormones, and how your body actually repairs itself. If you're an athlete or someone who trains hard, sleep isn't optional. It's literally where the work pays off. Training breaks you down. Sleep builds you back up. It's the most anabolic state you can naturally reach. And no, I don't mean anabolic in the gym bro way. I mean it in the way your body physically repairs tissues and restores your nervous system. And yet, most people treat sleep like it's a side quest instead of a main mission. Here's the funny thing. We all track macros down to the gram. We log every little lift in the gym. We argue about the best pre-workout formula for a half an hour. But when it comes to sleep, people act like it's optional. Oh, I'll catch up on the weekends. I'm just a night. 5 hours is enough for me. I function fine. You don't function fine. You just forgot what fine feels like. There is this weird pride people take in sleeping less, like it's some badge of honor, as if burning yourself out makes you more productive. But if you actually care about progress in life or in training, that's actually backwards. Sleep is the foundation for everything else. You wouldn't build a house on sand, so why would you build your training on no sleep? When you train, you're not getting stronger in the gym. You're causing stress, micro tears in the muscle, fatigue in the nervous system, mental fatigue from focus. The growth happens later when you recover. And recovery doesn't just mean foam rolling and protein shakes. It means deep, consistent sleep. Now, let's get into what happens when you cut sleep short. You might think it's fine, I'll get by. But the body doesn't just get by. It adapts, and not in a good way. After a few nights of short sleep, your reaction times slow down, your accuracy drops, and your ability to recover from training takes a massive hit. There's a reason why the military use sleep deprivation as a form of torture. Absolutely destroys your ability to think clearly and perform under stress. Look at these studies that I pulled up to really put this in perspective. And I'm probably going to butcher the author of these studies. So Bear with me. There's a study from the Injury Risk Study, Milikes et al. From 2014. I told you I was going to butcher these things up, and there's quite a few. But this one looks at adolescent athletes. The researchers found that those who slept than 8 hours per night were 1.7 times more likely to get injured than those who got 8 or more hours of sleep. The difference between being fit or being sidelined for a week could literally come down to whether you watch one more episode on Netflix. The second study is from the performance study from Mag et al. And this study is from the Stratford Trap basketball players who extended their sleep to around 10 hours per night. Shooting accuracy improved, and they reported better energy levels. That's not magic, guys. That's recovery doing its job. The third study we've got here is the reaction time study from Fang Dongen LTL 2003. This one's wild. After 14 days of sleeping 6 hours per night, subjects performed like someone with a blood alcohol of 0.1%. So if you're training on minimal sleep, you're basically lifting drunk. All that effort, and you're sabotaging it because you didn't go to bed. Now, I promise I wouldn't turn this into a biological lesson, but it's worth understanding a few key things. When you sleep properly, your body releases growth hormones, especially during deep sleep. That's the stuff that repairs muscle tissue, supports bone strength, and helps with fat metabolism. God, I really struggled with that word. If you're cutting that short, you're cutting your body's repair time short as well. Cortisol, the main stress hormone, also stays elevated when you're underslept. That means that you're walking into your next workout already stressed, already tired, and already behind. And here's another sneaky one. Hunger hormones, leptin, which tells you your brain is full, drops when you don't sleep enough. Gremlin, which tells you that you're hungry, spikes. So suddenly you are craving snacks, carbs, sugars all day. It's not that you're weak, your just physiology is literally begging you for energy it didn't recover overnight. So when someone says, I'm trying everything but I can't lose fat, the first thing that I generally check is their sleep. If you're sleeping 5 hours a night and try diet, that's like driving with the handbrake on. It's not going to go very well. Alright, let's make this simple. Sleep performance in 3 main ways: recovery, learning, and energy. First, recovery. When you sleep, muscle repairs and tissue regeneration are at their peak. Your nervous system resets, your heart rate and your blood pressure drops, inflammatory goes down, and that's your body refueling. If you skip that, you will showing up to the next session with an empty tank. Second, learning. If you're an athlete, listen up. Skill acquisition. That's your ability to learn new movement patterns. Massively depends on sleep. Your brain cultivates motor patterns overnight. So when you nail a new technique, a sprint pattern or a lift, your brain flies into properly during your sleep. Miss that, and it's like trying to save a document on your laptop but forgetting to hit save. We've all done it in school. I've done it a number of times and it's a pain in the bum. Thirdly, energy. Obvious one. But it's not just about physical energy, it's mental energy. Your focus, confidence, aggression. All these things you need to perform comes from when you're feeling fresh. Try doing your best set of a heavy squat after 4 hours of broken sleep. You're not thinking about bar speed, you're thinking about surviving. Now for the practical bit. How do we actually fix it? Because I know what happens when you tell people to improve sleep. Suddenly they start wearing blue light glasses at dinner and bathing in lavender. You don't need to turn your life into a wellness retreat. You just need to control the basics. So, number 1. Set a bedroom time and stick to it. Boring, I know, but consistently matters more than total hours. Going to bed and waking up roughly at the same time every day helps your circadian rhythm, your internal body clocks. Stays in sync? Yes, that includes the weekends. Number 2, your bedroom should feel like a cave. Cool, dark, quiet, blackout curtains if possible. No flashing lights or phone buzzing next to your head. Your brain needs environmental cues to switch off, and that bright light screams, stay awake. Number 3, ditch the screens before bed. I know this is easier said than done, but doom scrolling TikTok about sleep while ruining your sleep is peak 2025 irony. If you can, swap it for something low stimulus like reading, stretching, or even journaling. Number 4, what's your caffeine levels? Caffeine have a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours, so that means that your 3 p.m. coffee is still in your system at 9 p.m. Try cutting caffeine after midday, especially if you're sensitive like me. Number 5, big meals right before bed can mess up with your digestion and make it a little bit harder to fall asleep. Same goes with alcohol. It might make you sleepy, but it absolutely ruins your sleep quality. Number 6, get morning light. First thing in the morning, get some daylight exposure. It tells your body that it's time to wake up and sets your rhythm for later when it comes to winding down. Number 7, train early if you can. Training too late, especially heavy lifting or conditioning, can leave you wired. If that's your only option, at least give yourself 2 to 3 hours before bed to down. Which leads on to number 8, wind down routines. You don't need a 12-step checklist, but having something consistent helps. Maybe it's a shower, brushing your teeth, quick read, lights off. It tells your body we are done for today. Right, let's get into a real talk about sleep and discipline, because here's the truth. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a discipline. People love to talk about the grind culture, no days off, sleep when you're dead. But the ones who actually last in this game, whether that's sports, business, or just life, are the ones who recover well. Because recovery is productivity. You can't just out-train a bad sleep. You can't out-caffeinate it. You can't out-supplement it. You can try, but eventually your body will collect the debt, and that's when the niggles start. Motivation dips. Sessions get sloppy, and before you know it, you're wondering why you plateaued. Good sleep isn't glamorous. No one bangs about getting 8 hours of sleep, but it's what separates the people who make short-term progress from the people who sustain it from year to year. If there's one thing you take from this episode, it's this. Pause for a dramatic event. Sleep isn't rest, it's rebuilding. So, to bring this all home, guys, if you want to perform better, recover faster, and actually enjoy training again, start looking at your sleep. Don't just track your workouts, track your nights. Don't just focus on the supplements, focus on the basics. Because the most powerful performance enhancing thing on this planet is free. It just requires you to stop strolling and go to bed. And if you're one of my clients listening to this, yes, this is probably the 50th time I've mentioned sleep to you, but now you know why. If this episode hit home for you guys, make sure you share it with a teammate, a training partner, or that one mate that always says, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Please rate this podcast, guys, drop a review, and let me know what you would like me to cover in future episodes. But guys, until next time, keep training, and as always, improve your performance.